The last piece is the Google login support, which we almost finished as the code we did for Facebook is nearly identical. Google login went through some back and forth. Originally it was mapped to Google Plus functionality. As Google phased out Google Plus, we switched to use the new Google login authentication. The process for Google is pretty similar to the one we had with Facebook. First, we need to go to the Google Developer Portal at developers.google.com/mobile/add and follow the steps to create an app for Google Sign-In. Notice we need to run through the process 4 times, once for Android and once for iOS, and again for the driver app. The iOS version requires the app name and bundle ID, which map to the app name and package name in codename 1. Next, select the Google Sign-In option and click the Generate button. Once we enable Google Sign-In, we can generate the configuration files. Then we can download the configuration file, which should be named Google Service Info.plist. Place this file in your project root under the native/iOS directory. The process for Android is nearly identical with one big difference. We need to provide an SHA-1 key for this to work. Since I discussed the process of generating an SHA-1 key for your certificate earlier, I won't repeat it again. Check out the Facebook section for the details on that process. Once we finish this step, we will receive a file named googleservices.json. We should place this file under the native/Android directory. In order to work in the simulator, we'll need some additional credentials from console.cloud.google.com/APIs. In the top portion of the browser, make sure the correct app name is selected. Select the Credentials menu. Find the Web Client entry and click it. You should see the client ID and client secret values there. We will need them in the code soon. In the Authorize Redirect URI section, you will need to enter the URL of the page that the user will be sent to after a successful login. This page will only appear in the simulator for a split second, as Codename 1's browser component will intercept this request to obtain the access token upon successful login. You can use any URL you like here, but it must match the value you give to Google Connect.setRedirectURL in the code. Once all of this is in place, we can add the code to handle Google login process. You'll notice that the code is almost identical to the Facebook login code. In fact, both Google Connect and Facebook Connect derive the login class, which means we can write very generic login code, at least in theory.